Welcome to lesson 3 of Calisthenics Kidz, where we're going to build strength, confidence and skill using bodyweight training. If you've not seen lessons 1 and 2, go and check those out before you do this. All you're going to need for this lesson is some space, some pillows if you're using a hard floor, and some pieces of paper, maybe a toilet roll if you're lucky enough to have access to one of those. We're going to be learning another movement which involves us balancing on our hands. But to get started, all I want you to do is pop your hands in front of you. You're going to bring your legs slightly wider than your shoulders, and all we're going to see if you can do is can you push back and sit. Push back and sit. When we're doing this, we're going to try and keep our feet flat on the floor if we're able to. Now what I want to see you do is, if you feel confident, you're going to try and rock back without pushing your hands against the floor. So readjust your feet if you need to. Hands are going to come forward. Can we sit back like that? I'm going to show you from the side. So from this position, knees are going to come back towards us. Hands back, hands forward, hands back, hands forward. Almost like we're swimming with both arms. Front crawl, backstroke. Front crawl, backstroke. Now we're going to make it a little bit more difficult. We're going to do the same thing and see if we can climb our way out of that movement. So you can use your hands if you need to. If you're feeling confident, you can just backstroke your way there. So do this with me, hands in front of you or flat on the floor. Backstroke our way in, and then we're going to climb up one at a time. So climbing, grab that pole, pull yourself out, nice and slowly, nice and slowly, nice and slowly, nice and slowly. Let's try that again. So back down to the floor, either push or back crawl your way out of it. Climb slowly, slowly. We might start to feel our legs working hard, and then back down. Let's try that one last time. So push back. We're going to climb slowly, drop fast. So slowly, 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 no cheating, and then drop fast. Okay, final one we're going to do is we're going to pretend we're a cameraman. So we're going to start off in this position here. We're going to end up pushing ourselves into this position. Imagine there's something really cool going on your left hand side. We're going to film to the left, back to the centre, film to the right, back to centre. If you're really good, you'll be able to keep your feet flat on the floor. If you're slightly higher up, that's absolutely fine. So we're going to film to the left, back in the centre, film to the right, back to the centre. Last one each side. Film to the left, centre, film to the right. Okay. Now we're going to give your legs a quick rest, and today's movement we're going to focus on is the frogger. So if you've been watching the lesson on the frog stand, we want to take what we learnt about clawing into the ground into this lesson. If you haven't seen it before, go back and watch it. And we're going to learn about pushing through the floor. So I'm going to show you that movement now. We're going to start by pushing ourselves into the movement. From this position, we're going to imagine we're pushing our arms into the floor as hard as we possibly can. So if I show you from the side, we're going to push into the floor, and then we're going to travel forwards with it. So we're here, push into the floor, travel forwards. So what you're going to do is you're just going to tip slightly forwards, push the floor away, and then bring your chest up. So I've got a pattern on my t-shirt. If you have one on yours, push that chest up as much as you possibly can. Again, if you need to have pillows around you, put them down now so we don't have to worry about that once we get started. So tip forward, tip forward, tip forward, push the floor away, show that chest off, so big chest, push the floor away, show that chest off. Who's able to keep their feet flat on the floor? Who's able to keep their elbows inside of their knees. Now you know what we're looking for. We're going to try that one again. So what are those 2 key points? Elbows inside our knees, big chest, show that logo off. Okay, feet flat on the floor, tip forward, hands down, and push, big chest. Hands down, big chest, push. And now we're just going to rock gently side to side. If you need to stand up to have a break, absolutely fine. Can we just gently sit side to side? Now we're going to make this slightly harder. This is where the toilet roll comes in. So in between each one, you're going to grab your toilet roll, you're going to raise it as far above your head as you possibly can. So I'm going to start back here. Once I perform the movement, push the floor away, then raise it as high as you possibly can. Tall, 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 tall. This is what that looks like from the side. Tall, 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 tall. Try not to fall over. So, give yourself enough room. We're going to try one length of whatever room that you're in. So firstly, we're going to just put this a little bit far in front of you. Don't worry if it seems like a long way, you can shuffle your way forward. So tip forward, hands down, push the floor. Now my elbows should be inside my knees. Take your toilet roll, tall, 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 tall. Keep those arms straight, hold it, hold it, hold it, then pop it down. Pushing the floor, elbows inside knees. Push, push, push. Tall, 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 tall. Arms straight, arms straight, arms straight. And then down. Okay, have a rest. Now we're going to try that, but we're going to be going backwards. If you need to have a little look, make sure you know what's there, then do that now. If you need pillows down, make sure they're down as well. So this time what we're going to do, we're going to start with the toilet roll in between our legs. You're going to push the toilet roll as far back as possible without throwing it, whilst keeping your feet flat on the floor. You are allowed to straighten your legs. So we're going to start in this position here. We're going to push the toilet roll back as far as we possibly can. You might feel the back of your leg muscles working. If you've watched the bear video, you might know what these are called. So push it behind us. Hands are going to go closer to the feet, and all we're going to do is push ourselves back. So again, bum up in the air to push it behind us, and push back. Okay, I'm going to let you try that now. This is what it looks like from the side. Toilet roll down. I'm going to push as far behind me as I can. Sit down, and then push back. Okay, the third and final variation of that movement that we're going to do is a high frogger. Now, this is very difficult, and it's something you might not learn first go. That's perfectly fine. All we're looking for is see if you can generate a little bit of height by pushing really hard into the floor. Imagine you're trying to leave your paw prints into the floor. So I'm going to claw into the floor, push as hard as I possibly can. And what that's going to do is you're going to generate a teeny tiny little bit of height. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to pop my toilet roll in front of me. You might need parent, mum, dad, just to put a pillow nearby and just be close, making sure you're safe. Pushing through the floor, hard as you can. Push, 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 push. And then slowly back down. Try that once more. Push, 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 push. Slowly back down. Now, if you're making a racket and you're banging against the floor, what you're doing is just jumping with your legs. That's what we want to try and avoid. So if I'm jumping with my legs will be going mental. So this is what jumping looks like. We want to avoid this. If it's under control and we're quiet as a mouse, we're doing it well. So this is what that looks like. Again, you might not yet be at that level. Absolutely fine. Let's do one more length of that before we get into today's challenge. I'm going to rearrange the where my cameras are. You need to do one more length whilst I do that. Okay. Now this challenge is going to be in 3 levels. You need your piece of paper, your toilet paper. Level 1, you're going to start with your hands on the paper and you're going to have them against the wall. All you need to do is get into the bottom position for the movement I'm about to show you without falling backwards. You might need a pillow behind you just in case. So, hands start against the wall. Feet are going to start a little bit away from the wall. And then all you're going to do is, can you get into that bottom position, keeping your feet flat on the floor without falling backwards. So if you fell backwards, that didn't count. Now is your turn. So we're going to come up against the wall, pieces of paper against the wall, feet about a few inches from the wall. Can we sit down and avoid falling over? How low can we get down without falling over? If we want to make this a bit competitive, rather than pieces of paper, if your mum and dad are feeling generous, then see if we can replace this with a £5 note. Maybe make it a little bit competitive. Maybe not. Next variation we're going to try is you have to keep your arms straight in front of you. And you have to keep your toes touching the wall. You're allowed to turn them out a bit, but toes touching the wall, not allowed to fall over. Let me show you what that looks like. So toes touching the wall, hands close to the wall. Can we come all the way down without falling over? Oh, I'm going to fall over. Not easy. Mum, Dad, money might be safe after all. The final challenge is going to be if you can keep both hands on your sheets of paper all the way down, all the way up. I'm probably not going to be able to do this, so if you manage to do this, I want you to tag me, Todd Davidson, P2P Coaching, get Mum and Dad to do that, and we'll see who can actually pass this challenge. So I'm going to try it, probably going to fail, that's perfectly okay. Make sure you've got a pillow or something soft or a parent behind you. So, hands are going to go above the head. Feet are going to start close to the wall, and then from there, all we're going to do is see if we can get down into a bottom position. You'll notice my heel has already lifted up. Can we do this without falling over? So that was your challenge for the day. Today, what you should have learned is how to perform a frogger. If you haven't looked at the frog sound video, check that out because it's another cool move you can do. And if you haven't checked out the video on the bear, check that out too. Did you remember what that muscle was called on the back of our legs? Hamstring, in case you didn't know. I'll be testing you on that in a couple of videos' time. Thanks for tuning in. That was lesson 3 of Calisthenics Kidz, where we're looking to build strength, confidence and movement skill using bodyweight training. Thank you very much for watching.